Welcome. This is the second day of the 10 days of connection, and as promised, we are going to have an interview with someone who is really, really interesting and whom you should know for all of the weekdays of the 10 days of connection. And today we are talking to Jeanne Lewis Albaugh, and she is such a special person, giving back in such a way because she personally knows what it has been like to be homeless, to be addicted, and to really live without hope. Well, she did find hope with the help of her family and specifically her sons, and I'm going to let her tell the rest of her story. Welcome, Jeanne.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be here today. And I have to tell you, as you say that, like when I was living under the bridge, like to be here today, like it's beyond my wildest dreams. Because when I was there, I would never have thought I would have been here with you. So
well,
thank
you're
you.
going to celebrate a special anniversary this month, May 23rd. What is that the anniversary of?
So May 23rd was the day that I surrendered. And it was the day that I decided to take my life back. Mm-hmm. It was the day that I started to my journey to where I am today.
Right. And you were living under a bridge on that day. Was that the last day that you lived under that bridge? You were in Davie.
I was in Davie. And that was, and what happened was I received a scathing letter from one of my sons. Mm-hmm. And the letter just went on. I hadn't seen my children in 10 years. And the letter said, like, Mom, like, I'm tired of watching the obituaries for your name. Mm-hmm. I just wish it would be over. That letter got through. And because of organizations like Showering Love, I'm able to be here today.
I get it. You know, you hear formerly homeless people often say, I was living a good life. I had a home, I had children, I had a job, and then something happened. That is your story. And you were living in Davie. You were relatively affluent, married, you were raising your children, three sons?
At that time, 3 sons.
And something did happen. What is the something that happened?
So I had an accident, and that accident really derailed me.
You were a barrel racer.
I was. I was a professional barrel racer.
And tell us what that is briefly.
So it's you ride your horse, and you're on a race against the clock on going around 3 barrels, and who can get around 3 barrels the quickest. And I did make it to the national finals and become 9th in the world. And 2 weeks later, I fell at a fast food restaurant, and I broke my back.
You didn't even fall off a horse. No. You fell at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You broke your back.
And I was supposed to run for the world, but that dream was over. And what happened is I slid into deep depression, and then my life spiraled out of control. And just as what we hear when we're out on the streets, we hear that a lot, that something happened. There was a tragedy. Loss of job, divorce, illness.
All related to this one accident. Right.
And and so here was, I went from, truly having an amazing life to being homeless. And so I do know what it takes to get out, and I know what's possible. Because if someone said I'd sit here with you today, I would have said no way. If someone said I'd be the CEO of a company, I would have said no way. When I was under that bridge, you know what? I just wanted to die every day. Life was over.
When you ended up as a homeless person, what was the final straw that led to that? Was that a divorce?
It was
lack of money?
My husband at the time divorced me because my family had tried so hard to get me. I had mental illness. I was suffering from deep depression. They had tried everything, and just nothing seemed to happen. So my husband at the time looked at me and said, I can't save you, but I've got to save our boys. And with that, he divorced me. And then the spiral just kept going on. See, there was a tragedy, then there was depression, then there was a divorce, and then there was a loss of my children, loss of their birthdays, the holidays, Mother's Day, which is coming soon. And all I did, I just wanted to die every day. The pain was just so great. And when you get that far down, you don't ever believe that there is a life, that you can have life again.
You said you had not seen your children for 10 years. They were successfully raised, they are successful now, and they are in your life. What are they doing?
So my oldest son is a lieutenant firefighter.
Oh, you're glowing with the pride.
Then my middle son was a lieutenant in the Army, and my third son works for BSO. And my fourth son, which I've had later, is just finished high school and went to college. They're all amazing. I recently, 2 years ago, I got married, and my 4 sons gave me away. I have 13 grandbabies, and I have an amazing life today. But I didn't do it by myself.
You didn't do it by yourself, and you are making sure that other people don't have to do it by themselves. You have created a company called Showering Love.
Correct.
Tell me what that does.
So Showering Love, we took a city bus, a 44-foot city bus, and we converted it into mobile showers. And we provide wraparound services, and we partner with health and wellness resources and to help them take the necessary steps to becoming self-sufficient again. Whether it is job readiness, resumes, we work with barbers, haircuts, we work with mental illness, and we work with med students from many of the different colleges that come out to help them.
How do homeless people experiencing homelessness know where your bus is going to be?
Well, Showering Love always partners with the community, whether it's mentally, physically, or spiritually. We partner with them where they're already going to be. And then, of course, so they're getting fed, spiritually fed, they're going to get a shower, they're going to get physically fed, and then we bring in the other resources, the wraparound resources.
So you have case managers and service providers.
We have service providers right now. Of course, our goal is to have case managers and social workers with us as we're growing. We'll be 3 years old. August 31st, we unveiled. It took us a year to build the bus. The bus is fully self-contained, which means we don't need to hook up to water, to septic, to electric, anything. We can provide 50 showers without hooking up, or we can hook up and do unlimited showers. And if we talk about the health issue around showers, right, it is something that the community as a whole needs the awareness, because right now we're seeing many diseases that are coming back that are directly related to poor hygiene.
That was my next question. Of all of the ways that you could be of service to people who are homeless, given that you have a pretty deep knowledge of what's needed, housing, education, you name it, how did you settle on showers?
Well, I think it was born from my own experience. I was able to get food, I was able to get money, I was able to get a place to stay, but the one thing I couldn't get was dignity in the form of a shower. Right? How can you feel hopeful about finding a job? How can you feel hopeful about yourself when you know you look and you smell? And so you don't even try. You give up. And I know for a lot of times, because of the way I looked on the outside, it affected the way I felt on the inside, and I was invisible to a lot of people.
Sure. You know, it's very interesting to use that phrase, the dignity of a shower, something that so many of us don't think about. And it's just something we do truly take for granted.
How does it feel at the end of the day when you get in that shower and you've had a long day, you've worked out, or you've been in the grass, right? You know, working out in the yard. You know, when you get in that shower, it's just refreshing, right? You're like washing away all of the days, you know, whatever, stresses, whatever, and you feel refreshed.
What do you see, what do you hear from the people who come to use Showering Love, before and after?
It's amazing to see the transformations that take place. They come in, they sign up, they get their number. You see them go on, their heads are hung low, they're asked a few questions before they get to go into a private bathroom for 10 minutes. Each bathroom is fully self-contained. One of our showers, our bathrooms is ADA compliant completely, so we have a handicap lift on the back because we always want to be inclusive, never exclusive to anyone, and all are welcome. So we open up and we welcome them to come on. They go in there, they shave, they take a shower, we give them new t-shirt, new socks, new undergarments, they get, of course, hygiene products. And when they open that door, it's like you've opened the light to their soul, and it's where that connection happens. Right. And you always hear them say, I feel like $1,000,000. I feel so much lighter. And that's the moment that we get to connect with them. And then we ask them, like, how can we help you? What is the hurdle? What is keeping you from, getting a job? What's happened? And the one thing they tell us the most is that we listen to them.
They're no longer invisible.
They just
They're no
want to be
longer
heard.
invisible.
And what they say matters.
What's the source of your funding to buy, to retrofit the bus, to keep the program going?
It has been such an amazing process. It's been the community. It's been organization, corporations that have been as soon as everyone found out what I was going to do, they really rallied behind Showering Love, and everything's been donated. We live, the community is the heartbeat, is our heartbeat. It keeps us going, and it's just, Showering Love was built from love, and it runs on love, and it is powered by love.
Are you getting any grants from foundations, or it is completely community supported?
It is, so far, it has been community supported. Ultimate Software has come on, Walmart has come on a little bit. Right. We've had Bombas, we have some, and we are getting to the grant area, but not so much yet. So the bus in itself, to retrofit it, just to tell you about how much love the community, and that's the beauty, because whether Showering Love whether we're standing in, giving out, or coming from, or receiving, it's all about love. It was built like that. And if you think that it took us, think about the amount of money, $100,000 almost, to build the bus outright. Every bit of it was from the community. Because not everyone knows how to help, but they want to help.
Sure.
They really do want to help. They just don't know how. And part of what we do, I go to colleges, I go to universities, I work with faculties to teach them how to interact with someone who is homeless. Right? We are going to companies, we work with the law enforcement, and I share my knowledge with them. And it has been such an amazing journey.
Speaking of sharing knowledge, there's a story that is making the rounds and kind of blowing up, at least on my Facebook page. I don't know about yours, but a Bay Area gazillionaire, Mark Benioff, just gave $30 million to the University of California, San Francisco, to research homelessness on the way to solutions. Okay, it's generous. Everyone who has commented, including me, says, that $30 million, instead of going for research, could go for mental health and substance abuse treatment and actually building housing and job training, so on and so forth. I wanted to ask you, for the guy's $30 million, can you tell him with much less, hoo-ha, how to solve homelessness?
I would love to say that there is a solution. I think that the solution goes it really goes, and it starts at housing, at the economics, at our, my pay scale, at the pay scale. Because at this point, it's taking two families, right, to make the bills. The cost of living is crazy right now. It is crazy. Medical health care is crazy. So I think it really, from my experience, it's much, much higher than that. I would love to talk to him, though. I would absolutely love to talk to him, because I believe that we can end homelessness. That is Showering Love's mission, is to one day not need us. Yeah, we don't, showers aren't needed, that everyone gets housing. And we have been, it's been an amazing journey, because May 11th, we will be doing a Mother's Day Transformational Tea Party. We do it, this is our second annual. We'll bring in 20 women who are experiencing homelessness. We will partner them with 20 professional women, and they will be mentored for the day on job readiness, resumes. They will get business suits such as what you have on today. They'll have an elegant tea party. We're going to raise their confidence, and we have a couple companies that are willing to look at their resumes and hire them, and to get job placement for them.
You have had quite a few women hired already.
We have.
Over the years.
We have. Last year we got half.
Yeah.
And they went back to school, they've gotten married, that, you know, they keep in touch with me, and I get to be a part of that journey, and to see them, like me, to see that light come back on, and to see someone who has transformed, you know, kind of like a butterfly, who's went through that struggle. And today, and that's the whole mission of Sharing Love, and is to give back, and to be that beacon of hope, and to be that bridge of hope for them, to say, don't give up. You matter. You matter.
Right. Jeanne Lewis Albaugh, thank you so much for bringing your vision and your mission to us. And thank you for joining. We are going to be back tomorrow talking to Mary Benton of Bound by Beauty. And she is committed to making this a greener, more resilient community. Bye-bye.